but trespasser freed from pipe at United Water Plant in New Jersey. He faces criminal charges. So
a trespasser
you gotta get
at a
the
water
mental
plant.
image that this guy got caught in a pipe, a water distribution pipe. Okay, so this is in Manlapan, New Jersey, and rescued. Yes, we'll do this again, Pete. Rescuers have freed a man who had been stuck for hours in a pipe at a water treatment plant in New Jersey. Officials told CBS 2, that's the local affiliate there, around 11:30 a.m., the 26-year-old Asif Mohammad of Manhattan had been freed and airlifted to an area hospital. He was 10 to 12 feet down the pipe, which was not in use. Thank goodness for him, right? WCBS 880's Levin Putney reported this early this morning. Now, United Water spokesman Rich Henning said Mohammed broke into the plant that treats and pumps water for the township of Manapan. Workers heard cries for help coming from the pipe around 7 a.m. Now, remember this, he didn't get out for 3 hours, okay, that he was in there. Now, this is a quote. There was a person that purposely climbed a 6-foot fence with 3 or 4 layers of barbed wire on top. This is Henning, the spokesman for the water treatment saying. So the guy goes over this fence with barbed wire. All right. United Water officials said they have no idea, clueless, no idea whatsoever why Mohammed did this.
So I just want to make now. Let's stop there. I gotta say, when I read that, I am reminded, as you might know, in addition to being a Doctor Who fan, I'm a big fan of The Big Bang Theory, and
I have become one too.
There was a show where Penny and Raj come out of their bedroom. The season finale, I think it was season 4 or season 5. Penny is disheveled. Raj is wearing a sheet, and Penny says, "It's not what it looks like." And that puzzle show. Do we have that clip, Tim? Let's play that clip. This is from The Big Bang Theory. This was the season premiere of the next season.
Not what it looks like.
The sole clue, it's not what it looks like.
So the sole clue to Sheldon, he's trying to figure out this mystery, what actually happened, because the sole clue is it's not what it looks like.
Absolutely not. There's a perfectly logical
There's
explanation.
got to be a purpose.
Sure.
Now, if I was a racist, bigoted person, I would come to the conclusion that, being the racist bigot that I am, I would come to the conclusion that if a fellow named Mohammed is stuck in a pipe, scales a wall,
a fence,
goes
3 to 4
barbed
feet of barbed wire to get into a water treatment plant.
To get in a water treatment plant, I just might think, and I know this is just my own bigoted way of thinking, that there might be something to do with going after the water supply in that area. I mean,
it's possible he was up to something less than honorable.
Well, I mean,
what happened?
Well, you're forgetting he might consider it honorable.
So the Patriot Act and all of the powers that not only does it grant the government, but also rights and rights it takes away.
Well, they found him because of all of those wiretaps, right?
And because of all the wiretaps.
No, it wasn't.
How come this is not immediately at least the thought of terrorist act entertained at this point? Why not?
I don't know. I mean, but they have no idea. They can't guess.
Mr. Henning says, but now we are looking at ways to tighten up security. So now that somebody went through all this effort, now they're going to tighten up security. I thought, 11-foot fence and 3 feet of barbed wire was pretty good security.
I'd say that's not bad security for a start there.
Now, the police announced Friday afternoon that Mohammed is being charged with 4th-degree criminal trespassing and may face additional charges as the investigation continues. At no point does the story talk about possible terrorist-type activity,
because that would be bigoted to have any thought, any inkling that
now,
this might. It's like those people who were found near the reservoir last year.
Remember
you remember that? There were a bunch of people at midnight who happened to be of a particular religious faith, who just happened to be trespassing near the water supply. Just happened to be. I mean, But I mean, what was those words that Sheldon said concerning that?
The sole clue. It's not what it looks like.
So it's not what it looks. It must. If it's not what it looks like, it must be something else. So if you think you know, we're going to be doing our regular show today. And as I mentioned, I forgot my power supply, so I'm not going to be able to look at your tweets. But if you think you have an alternate explanation for what might actually have been going on there, 888-9-FEDORA, 888-933-3672. Why don't you give us a call? Give us your alternate explanation for what's going on in New Jersey. Because they have absolutely no idea.
No idea. Well, I mean, when
it
happened here last year up at the reservoir, the state police and the Patrick administration kind of took the same stance. Oh, we have no idea. They're just students. They weren't up to anything, that's not out of the ordinary. It's just that, yes, they can't be there. At no point did their purpose of being there get questioned, the motivation for such an act. Again, that was also entering a restricted area that was clearly fenced off and defined at midnight to get to our water supply. We're not even allowed to fish there or boat or do anything, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, nothing came of that.
But
do you remember any follow-up from that story? I don't.
No, I called the FBI a couple of times concerning that, but given
they're like,
that,
oh no, it's that Pete guy again. He's on the phone.
Given that I'm a Tea Party guy, I mean, seeing what we've seen lately, with the IRS scandal and such, which we'll be talking about a little bit later in the show, I don't know if there's any kind of different reaction because I mean, obviously, something looks like things there.